Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellie, and today me and Aubrey are going to be reading the first book of Babysitter's Club. I'll probably do the whole series if I like this book. We're going to do chapter by chapter. So this is chapter 1. Say hi, Aubrey. Hi. She's just going to listen and watch. So we're going to read the back. Christy thinks the Babysitter's Club is a great idea. She and her friends Claudia, Stacy, and Mary Ann all love taking care of kids. A babysitter club, will give them the chance to have a lot of fun and make tons of money. But nobody counted on prank calls, uncomfortable 2-year-olds, wild pets, and parents who don't always tell the truth. And then there's Stacy, who acting more and more mysterious. Having a babysitter's club isn't easy, but Christy and her friends aren't giving up until they get it right. So I think Christy is the one trying to do it, or set up the club, and these are the characters. Christy Thomas, Claudia Kishy, Mary Ann Spare, Stacy Miguel. Let's start. The Babysitter's Club. Book 1. Chapter 1. The Babysitter's Club. I'm proud to say it was totally my idea, even though the 4 of us work on it all together. Us and Mary... Sorry, guys. Us is Mary Ann Sphere, Claudia Kishy, Stacy McGill, and me, Christy Thomas. I got the idea on the first Tuesday afternoon of 7th grade, so they seem like they're pretty young. It was a very hot day, and it was so hot that in my air conditioner school, Stony Brook Middle School, the teachers had opened every single window and door and turned off all the lights. My hair stuck damply to the back of my neck, and I wished I had a rubber band so I could put it into a long ponytail. Bees flew into the classroom and droned around our heels, and Mr. Redmont, our teacher, let us stop working to make fans out of construction paper. The fans didn't do much except keep away the bees, but it was nice to take up 10 minutes of social studies making them. Here, Aubrey, why don't you come right here so you can see a little better. Anyway, that stifling afternoon dragged on forever, and when the hands of the clock on the front wall of our classroom finally hit 2:42 and the bell rang, I leaped out of my seat and shouted, "Hooray!" I was just so glad that it was still time to get out of there. I like school and everything, but sometimes enough is enough. Mr. Redmont looked shocked. He was probably thinking he'd been so nice letting us make fans, and there I was, not appreciating it all. Just glad the day was over. I felt bad, but I couldn't help what I'd done. I'm like that. I think of something to say, and I say it. I think of something to do, and I do it. Mom calls it impulsive. Sometimes she calls it trouble, but she doesn't just mean trouble, she means trouble. And I was in trouble then. I could sense it. I've been in enough trouble to know what is coming. Mr. Redmont cleared his front throat. He was trying to think of a way to punish me without humiliating humiliating me in front of all the other kids. Things like that are important to him. Christy, Mr. Redmond became. And then he changed his mind and started over. Class, he said, you have homework assignments. You may go, Christy. But, Christy, I'd like to see you for a minute. Wait, what? Oh, assignments. You may go. Christy, I'd like to see you for a minute. While the rest of the kids gathered up their books and papers and left the room, talking and giggling, I made my way up to the Mr. Redmond's desk. Before he could say a word, I began apologizing to him. Sometimes that helps. Mr. Redmond said, I'm really sorry. Mr. Redmond, I said, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean anything. I didn't mean I was so glad about school was over. I was glad I could go home because my house is air conditioned. Mr. Redmond nodded. But do you think, Christy, that it would be possible in the future for you to conduct yourself with a bit more... In the future, do you think it would be possible for you to conduct yourself with a bit more... I can't say that. Guys, I don't know that word. Decorum? Guys, it's right here, so sorry. Decorum? I wasn't sure of the exact meaning of decorum, but I had a pretty good idea of what it meant, not spoiling Mr. Redmond's day by jumping up and shouting, "Hooray!" The bell rang. Yes, sir, I said. Sometimes being polite also helps. Good, said Mr. Redmond. But I want you to remember this accident, and the best way for us to remember things is to write them down. So tonight I would like you to write a 100-word essay on the importance of decorum in the classroom. Darn, I'd have to find out that decorum meant after all. Guys, that's just this one time. My brother got in trouble and he had to write like 100 words. So yeah, it's not good. So don't be bad. Yes, sir, I said again. I went back to my desk, gathered up my books very slowly, and walked very slow out of the classroom. I hope Mr. Redmond was noticing the slowness because I was betting it was an important part of decorum. I found Mary Ann Sphere waiting for me outside the door in the classroom. She was leaning against the wall, biting her nails. Mary Ann is my best friend. We live next door to each other. We even look a little alike. We're both small for our age, and we both have brown hair that falls past our shoulders. But that's where the similarity ends, because I can't keep my mouth shut, and Mariana is very quiet and very shy. Luckily, that's only on the outside. The people who know her really well, like Claudia and Stacy and me, get to see the inside of her, and the Mary Ann who's hiding in there is a lot of fun. Hey, I greeted her. I pulled her hand out of her mouth and looked at her nails. Marianne, how do you ever expect to be able to wear nail polish if you keep doing that? Oh, come on, she said with a sigh. Nail polish. I'll be 75 before my father lets me wear it. Marianne's father is the only family she's got. Her mother is dead, and she has no brothers or sisters. Sorry. One sec, guys, I kind of cracked up a little there. Like, my voice cracked, so let's do that again. Marianne's father is the only one she's got. Her mother is dead, and she has no brothers or sisters. Unfortunately, her family is pretty strict. My mother says It's because Mr. Spear is nervous since Mary Ann is all she's got. You'd think, though, that he could let her wear her hair down instead of always in braids, or give her a permission to ride her bike to the mall with Claudia and me once in a while, but no. At Mr. Spear's house is rules, rules, rules. It's a miracle that Mary Ann was even allowed to become a member of the babysitter club. We walked out of school, and suddenly I began running. I forgot all about decorum because I'd just remembered something else. "Oh my gosh," I cried. Mary Ann raced after me. "What is it?" she panted. "It's Tuesday," I called over my shoulder. "So slow down, Christy. It's too hot to run. I can't slow down. Tuesday is afternoon to watch David Michael. I'm supposed to beat him home. Otherwise, he gets home first and has to watch himself. David Michael is my 6-year-old brother. My big brother Charles and Sam and I are each responsible for him each responsible for him one afternoon a week until Mom gets home from work. Kathy, this 15-year-old girl who lives in a food box from us, watches him the other 2 afternoons. Kathy gets paid to watch him. Charles and Sam and I don't. Mary Ann and I ran all the way home. We reached my front yard, sweaty, out of breath, and there was David Michael sitting forlornly on the front steps, his dark curls falling limply across his forehead. He burst into tears as soon as he saw us. "What's wrong?" I asked. I sat down beside him and put my arm around his shoulders. "I'm locked out," he wailed. "What happened to your key?" David shook his head. "I don't know." He wiped his eyes hypocrite. "Well," I said, "it's all right. I got my own. I don't know." Oh my God. "I don't know," he wiped his eyes, hypocrite. "Well," I said, "it's all right. I got my own keys out of my purse." David Michael burst into fresh tears. "No, it's not. It's not all right. I couldn't get in, and I have to go to the bathroom." I unlocked the door. When David Michael gets like this, it's best just to sort of ignore his tears and pretend everything is fine. Mary Ann and I held the door open for him, and I ushered him into the bathroom. Or Louie tore outside as we went in. I'm sorry. Our collie Louie tore outside when we went in. He frantic to get outdoors after being locked in the house since breakfast time. "While you go to the bathroom," I told David Michael, I'm going to fix up some lemonade, okay?" David Michael actually smiled. "Okay. I'm good with children, so is Mary Ann. Mom says so both of us get lots of afternoon and weekends babysitting. In fact, I'd been offered a job for that afternoon, but I had to turn it down because of David Michael. That reminded me. "Hey," I said to Mary Ann as I turned on the air conditioning, "Miss Newton asked me to babysit for Jamie afternoon. Didn't she call you after she called me? Watch me put lemonade mix in a big glass pitcher." She shook her head. "No, maybe she called Claudia. Claudia lives across the street from me. She and Mary Ann and I have lived on Bradford court since we were born. We've grown up together, but somehow Claudia has never spent as much time with us as Mary Ann and I have spent with each other. For one thing, Claudia's really into art and always off art classes. Just so you guys know. We only have a couple more pages to it's over. But I think, yeah, I'm gonna do a chapter 2 because it's been a long video so far. So, yeah, I'll do chapter 2. Bye!